Hello. Hello, everyone. We say we are one family, one humanity, and God is one. Or there is only one truth. What is truth? How do you define truth? If truth is God, what is God? Who is God? How many gods? Where can you find God? Can you see God? Can you recognize God when you see? Hinduism, introduction. Ekam sat vipra bahuda vadanti. The truth is one, and it is perceived and spoken of in different names and forms. This is United States, North America, and Africa, and here is India, which is in red. India's contribution to the world are many. Astrology, astronomy, mathematicians from India gave 0 and pi to India, to the world, I'm sorry. Science, philosophy, medicine, Ayurveda, yoga, meditation, all from India. India is a land which is surrounded by oceans on 3 sides and Himalayan mountain on the north, and it was invaded by several countries, Persian from 6th century to 19th century. So Persians, Turkish, French, Portuguese, Dutch, Mughal, they all came to India at different times zone. Europeans conquered India from 18th to 19th, 2.5 centuries until 1947. Many Jews migrated also during Holocaust in India, to India. There's a river called Sindhu in Sanskrit, and that divides India from Pakistan or Afghanistan on the west. And people, when they invaded India, anyone who lived across this river, Indus River or Sindhu River, were called as Hindus because they couldn't say Sindhu. Hindus, Hindu land, Hinduism. And Sanatana Dharma, even though it was called a Sanatana Dharma, it was called a Sanatana Dharma, everlasting principles of life. Until then, it was never a religion. Until then, it was never a religion. It was just the principles, values of life, or we call it Vedic living. And there were many universities in as early as 500 years or 1st century. These were universities where everything was taught about, especially main focus was on philosophy. India was the only country which had university at that time. Nalanda was from 2nd century to 12th century, first university with residence for all the teachers and students. Takshashila, which is right next to it, is called 2,700 years ago, 64 fields with 11,000 students approximately in 5th century. I visited Nalanda University in 2015, and it is still functioning, though not the same subjects are taught. Then our Vedic scriptures, Hinduism, let me start as Hinduism instead of Vedas, Vedic scripture, Vedic lifestyle. Hinduism's scripture is mainly Vedas. Vedas were written in palm leaves those days, 10,000 years ago, and they are also called as Shruti. Shruti means listening, hearing, that which is heard. And Gita, Bhagavad Gita, is the gist of Vedas. There are 4 Vedas, and it is Gita is the gist of all 4 Vedas. Sikhism, Jainism, Buddhism are offshoots of Hinduism. And Krishna is the Hindu god or avatar, I should say. Just like Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Krishna was an avatar. That means the supreme, which cannot be defined, which cannot be described, has taken a human form to bring righteousness to the world. And that is why these realized souls, when they appear in this universe, they are called, it is called, referred as incarnation. Human beings, we come back again and again, and we are, that is called reincarnation. They choose to come back, whereas we come back based on the consequences of our actions. One message, many messengers. All religions teach the same. Be righteous, human being. Do good deeds. Serve all beings. Express love, care, and compassion. Do not harm other beings. That's what all religions teach the same. All paths lead to same destination. Just like rivers, whether it is a Nile River or Ganges River or Mississippi River, all rivers come to this ocean, same ocean. The destination is the same. Second point is, whatever we do, acquire, attain, accomplish, enjoy in this universe during our lifespan, everything has to be righteous way. That is, righteousness is dharmic in Sanskrit. Third one is karma, doing. Karma is doing the right things at all times. Karma or doing here refers to thought, word, and deed. It is not just doing things. Whenever I think positive about one person, my words towards that person is going to be positive. My action towards that person is also going to be positive. So based on those thoughts, words, and actions, the consequences I get back, either in this birth or in the next birth. Religion is only for humans, not for plants and animals. Why not? Because man alone can be human or an angel or an animal. Man has the power to choose one's thoughts, words, and actions. Animals act on instincts. Humans are supposed to act on intuitions. So reincarnation, Hinduism believes very strongly that is the basis, foundation, and it also says that life is not one linear path, 0 to 100 years or 120 years. It is a cyclical process. Just like seasons, which that we see in nature, season, seeds and to tree, chicken and egg, rotation and revolution of all the planets. Similarly, the birth and death also. Anyone who is born definitely has an expiry date. Anyone who expires has a birth date, has to come back. Scientifically, it is proved by Albert Einstein that matter can neither be created nor destroyed, but only can be converted. So here, a human being can be an animal in the next birth. An animal can be a human being in the next birth. It can only be converted based on the karmas. Until now, we talked about the religion, now religion to philosophy. That is duality to non-duality. Who am I? One without a second. There is only one without a second. In Sanskrit, we have this famous verse, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. One whole, complete, appearing as many. Non-duality, Advaita, is a vision, not a sight. What do I mean by that? Now, here is what I see as sight versus vision. What do we see here? We see a ocean or number of waves, right? Some are very ferocious, some are forceful, some are powerful, some are light, some just touch our feet and go away when we go to the beach. The surfer is there, enjoying it. But what is ultimately what is there? Only water. Water in different forms and shapes. That's all. The one appearing as many. Same thing here. We see many different jewelries. You can put it, use it wherever, bracelets, earrings, toe rings, finger rings, chain, but there is only one metal behind this. Here it is, it looks like gold. There's only one metal behind all this. Now, different functionalities. Based on their functionalities, everything exists, including all human beings. This one is a flower pot where you can plant flowers. This one you can store water. This one is for a decorative piece. This one is for cooking. This one can be a flower vase. This one can be a water pitcher. They're different based on their functionalities. Same thing, every human being has got a function. Every being has got a function in this universe. Based on their function, they have got different shape, size, color, weight, height, everything. But what is behind all? And here, behind all this is nothing but clay. The previous one was gold. Before that was water. Here, they all appear different, beautiful, colorful, but they exist for a very short time, and the source is one. The source is one without a second. So also all beings. We are human beings. We are not human beings with spiritual experience, but spiritual beings with human experience. There are hundreds and millions of human beings with various names, forms, size, height, weight, color, etc. But one alone is, which is that consciousness, just like this clay. Just like this clay, there's only one consciousness. The space inside this pot is the same as outside. When the pot breaks, the space inside merges with the space here. Agree? This is for transactional reality. I want to carry water in this from point A to point B. Say we live in a house and we have bedroom, kitchen, living room, bathroom, dining room, all different rooms. But when we break all the walls, what exists? There's only one space. That one space is divided into multiple rooms by building walls. The space is only one. And then when the neighbor's house is broken down, there is only bigger space. Space is only one, just like the space. The universe, the consciousness, the awareness, God, you call it whatever name you can give it, any word. There's only one that exists. There's no second. How do these operate? We have got so many equipments in our house. They can, individually one can break down, but doesn't mean the other one breaks down also. Each one has its own life cycle, lifetime. And what is behind all this? Electricity, which you cannot see, touch, feel, hear, or taste, or smell. Just like this, there is one inner presence in everybody. Everybody has one inner presence. That presence is the same in all appearances. In Sanskrit, it is aham and idam, experiencer and experiences, I and this. Whenever you say this, then that is not me. That is not I. I alone am. Everything else is this. Everything else is. I am that, the seer. When you stretch your hand, you say, this is my hand. Whose hand is this? You are the seer. Anything that you see is not you. Since you are able to see this hand, you are not this hand, you are not this body. You are not this world, you are not this street or car or table lamp or water bottle or pen, computer, cell phone, none of this are you. So also you are not this body. Now we are going to close our eyes and for 20 seconds and 30 seconds and try an exercise. Close your eyes just like me. Then listen, do this. We are looking into a big mountain, huge mountain with plenty of ice in it due to snowfall, and this snow is melting due to the sun's rays, and there is a big powerful waterfall coming down. As the water comes down for 100, 200 feet down, we touch the water and it is chilly cold, extremely cold water. We touch it and then we start walking in parallel with the flow of water, which is a river. As we walk, suddenly there is a thunderstorm. You hear the thunder. You hear the birds in the sky. A big tall tree branch breaks about 100 feet from you and falls down. You hear the sound. Your feet are slushy because you're walking in the water, near the water, in the mud, which is your shoes is going inside, and you're very carefully keeping one step at a time, moving forward slowly and consistently, gradually. And you hear the truck sound, the car sound. You are closer to a parking lot, the cars are moving. So you enter into the car, you dust your sand and enter into the car and start driving. As you drive, you come into your street, you park your car, open the door very carefully, wash your feet and grab a glass of water or something to drink and sit on the sofa. Now you open your eyes. What did you see? You see all these different things in the world, from the ice to melting snow to cold water, the tree falling down. You heard the sound, you felt the slushy muddy under your feet. You heard the truck sound, you started the car, you drove, and you reached home. None of this really happened. They were all in your mind. You were observing your mind. You saw your body, you saw your mind. So they are not you. You are the seer, they are the same. That is what it is. Om, you are that. You are not the body, mind, or intellect. Body perceives objects. Mind feels emotions. Intellect thinks thoughts. The mind has got 4 functionalities. One is flow of thoughts. Manam, Chittam, Buddhi, Ahankaram. Chittam is the memory. What happened when I was 10, 12 years ago? I went to my uncle's house, my grandparents' house. We played with our cousins. All those things are memories. Manam, Chittam. Buddhi is the intellect, which makes decisions. When it makes decision, it takes the name of intellect. You want to cross the street, you think that you can run and cross over, and your intellect says, don't cross, that car is speeding. That is intellect making a decision. It analyzes the situation, compares, doubts, clarifies, and makes a decision. Then finally comes the ego. Manam, Chittam, Buddhi, Ahankaram. Ego is I and mine. I am this, I am so and so, I am a doctor, I am an engineer, I know this, I know that, I am a scientist. Am is all the paraphernalia. Mine, there is nothing in this universe that is mine. We come naked, we go naked. I alone is, and I is always is. We are beyond this cycle of birth and death, pain and sorrow, victory and defeat, rich and poor. All these things are for the body, mind, and intellect. I am that. I am that one supreme which is just observing the drama of the world. As long as we do not recognize I am that, we will be back in this whirlpool, the cycle of birth and death, experiencing the heat and cold, pain and pleasure, insult and appreciation. Heat and cold is for the body. Pain and pleasure is for the mind. Insult and appreciation is for the intellect. You are none of these. Ask the question, who am I? Why am I here? What is the purpose of this body's existence? The ultimate goal is self-realization, that I am that. That realization is compared to, that knowledge is compared to the light. That's why we have 5 lamps here, which symbolizes the 5 senses. Senses are only tools to interact with the world for the Atman. It interacts with the world, and the mind interprets every interaction. And an eye says that, the mind tells you, this is a pen, that is a pencil. The eyes don't say that. When you listen to a sound, the mind interprets whether it is a noise or a sound. The ears don't do that. So these things are just tools used by the Atman. You are that. The truth is one, and it is perceived and spoken of in different names and forms. We all have different names, but the inner presence in this embodiment is the same in each one of you. Without that presence, this eyelids won't open. The hand won't grab the toothbrush or the coffee cup. Everything will be horizontal. It is just nothing but a log of wood. As it is standing now, it cannot even stand. It has to be carried by 4 people. It is just a log. It is inert, jadam. One alone is, that is Atman, Supreme Presence, inner presence, that is same in every embodiment. Every body, from ant to dog, cat, animal, elephant, to human beings. You can call it with any name, any number of names. One message, many messengers, one appearing as many. We are all but one. Thank you.